So was that a 360 moment for you when the Super Bowl, when you on the drums? Because it's like that's where you started out in the church, but look at you on the biggest stage in the world, and you're going back to how you started. How was that moment for you?
Cheers to the Super Bowl.
Cheers to the motherfucking Super Bowl.
That was a moment. Clap it up for that.
That's right. Make some noise for that.
Clap it up. Super Bowl, baby. Get it.
Scott Storch must have been sitting back like, man, fuck this motherfucker. How he get invited on stage?
Blang, 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 blang.
But yeah, describe that moment.
Shout out to Scott Storch.
Right,
Y'all ain't gonna get me in trouble.
Got my man. Hell yeah, just playing. But he know that joke is funny.
That's my dog.
He know that joke is funny.
Hey, I had to hit Dre up. I was about to be left off that motherfucker. I was like, I ain't about to be.
We had Scott talk about it on here, and we had Dre talk about it on here. I asked Dre, particularly, I asked Dre, did you think you missed somebody off of the stage? And he looked at me. This was the hardest part of the interview, in my opinion. He looked at me and was like, no. Nope. And I said, "Oh shit!"
He was sure in his answer.
I didn't want to. Yeah, he was.
They had already dropped the flyer for the Super Bowl, right?
And you weren't involved.
I was not on that shit. I hit Dre direct. Dre, what the fuck? Let me get on that joint. Let me play drums, something. Let me, I could get in there some way. He said, "Hey, it's all good." I made my own flyer. I superimposed myself on that shit.
This
is before AI. Before AI shit. How long ago? Them niggas played 10 years ago. That shit was before AI. I hit my people up. I'm like, look, you gotta figure it out. I threw myself on there. I was like, yo, what's good? Like, he's like, we're gonna find something for you. I was like, bet. I'm putting myself on the flyer. I'm gonna just take a few liberties. I'm gonna just throw myself on there. And I showed it to him. He started cracking up. He was like, make sure they know it's a joke. I was like, that's all good. I'm gonna post it. And I was on that shit. Next thing you know, I was.
Way to manifest it, though.
It's a forced manifestation.
That's what it's not fake it till you make it. It's bring it to fruition.
I mean, he had the connection. He had to just see it all the way through.
Yeah. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to everybody that was on that.
So let me ask you though, when you actually got the call, what was that euphoria like?
AP, got an idea. AP.
It's impersonation. Yeah, impersonation is dead on.
What's that? Yo, AP. All right, I'm in.
Right.
That was pretty much the gist of it. And next thing you know, I'm at rehearsals, and he's like, "I got this idea. You down to play for Marshall? And I'm like, let's do it. Like, lose yourself." Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the fucked up part was that I was rehearsing for the Silk Sonic shit at the same time. Right. We was rehearsing for our residency.
Okay,
yes.
Residency.
If you went to the LA residency, that was we were rehearsing for that at the same time, and I feel like we only had like a month to get the show right, and we did a month straight, and I had to keep telling Bruno, like, I gotta go for Super Bowl rehearsal. I gotta leave early, and stuff. And both of them are just like they're so fixated on having the greatest show, and that's why they do have the greatest show, because they really work at it.
Right.
And Dre's no exception, and he was getting these rehearsals in, and they put together an amazing show, and I was able to sneak in like really 2 or 3 rehearsals with Dre and them, and they shout out to my boy that was the MD over there. Oh my God, I'm drinking and smoking, but charge it to my heart, not my head. But my boy Adam Blackstone, who put together the show, was incredible in his band, and he took care of me and got me where I was comfortable. I could jump in there and also get back in rehearsal. So when we had to do the Super Bowl, it was insane because right before we go on to the field, we're like on the side of the field, and they get like 30 seconds to set up the stage or whatever.
Wait, 30 seconds?
I mean, something like that. It's crazy.
It's fast.
Yeah. And I'm here, and you put your in-ears in, and you can hear everybody talking, and like it's seconds before we go up, and I hear Snoop go. He go to Dre, "Hey, cuz, is it la-di-da-di-da or da-di-da-di-da?" And Dre goes, "What?" And then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lights off. We got to jump on stage.
Oh my God.
And I'm playing to lose yourself. You only get one shot. Right. I'm like, dude, do not drop your sticks, bro. Right. This is like the biggest thing. It was just incredible, man. Like the way they orchestrated it, and it went off without a hitch. That was a big moment for sure. Yeah. And everybody was like, I was like, should I smile? When I'm on, but damn, I couldn't help it. And I'm like, I'm gonna be straight faced. And then, as you can see, I had the biggest fucking smile the whole time. Yeah, I tried. I was hyped.
So did he say la di da da or da di da?
I blacked out. I don't even know. I think he was la-di-da-di-da. Yeah.
But go back to when you get your hands on drums. How was that presented to you in the church? Like how did you get drawn into drums yourself?
I started playing drums because I wanted a girlfriend or something, you know? I wanted like girls to, you know, like I was getting into 12, 13 and everybody had a thing. And I thought I was going to be an NBA player. I thought I was going to be like a wrestler, like all these things. And I was, you know, drawing and I wanted to be in a cartoon. Like I was like, why couldn't life be a cartoon? But I was like, I need to do something. And then I was like, I love music and I was very percussive. And the drums were the one thing that when I got on, it was like second nature. Like I never had to really overthink it. So that's why I stuck with it. And so
it came natural.
Yeah. In 6th grade, I started playing in like orchestra band and it was cool. I was about to quit. But then my step pops, I came home one day and he had a drum set and he was playing Prince. And I didn't even know he played drums. And like, I was like, okay, the full drum kit, that might be more my thing.
Yeah.
And he was just always jamming. He wouldn't let me get on the drum kit for a minute. And then he finally got off and I hopped on and I started playing. And it was just like, man, a few minutes I was getting it. I had the mechanics and my mom hopped out of the room and was like, you're crazy. My mom's a really big critic, you know? And she was like, you got it. She was dancing and shit. So I was like, okay, yeah, I can make people dance and shit. So I'm gonna keep doing it. And I just kept learning all her records, Earth, Wind & Fire, Frankie Beverly and Al Green and, you know,
We saying learn
George
her records.
Benson, yeah. She would just, yeah.
Okay.
You just play
She
the
would give me she had booklets of CDs.
You would learn how to play it on drums, you're saying?
Yeah, drums.
Oh,
She would like, learn this. I mean, everything. Freddie Jackson, Heavy D, Tony.
Wow.
Like, so much stuff. And then I started, you know, getting older and listening to myself. Then my god sister came through. She's like, you need to go play at church. That's where all the musicians at. You playing drums? Oh, you're ready. Go. You need to play at church. And we never been to church before that. I was like 12 and my mom grew up in a church house. Her father was a pastor, but she never really made us go to church like that. And so when I was invited by my god sister, it was because the music initially. And when I went, I saw the best music. I saw the best players. And then I was, you know, under people that were reading the word and the best like mentors and stuff, and they were just taking me in, and I got a bunch of kids that are my age that were going to church too, so that became like my little network, my social network, and that was everything. That's where I learned, like that was like my camp, you know, like every day I'm a church kid, and
to tell you the truth, you could hear the soul in your voice. You could tell that you had to start early in the church.
Yeah,
like,
that was it. And they didn't let me play shit like for years. I was just
the drummer?
Staring at the drums for a long time.
He
was the bench for that?
Yeah.